Microsoft, Ian. You know I'm a big Microsoft fan. I own a 360, so I'm a big Microsoft fan. But I watched a good chunk, if not all, of the Microsoft E3 presentation in their little stage there. And I don't want to talk about a lot of the individual game stuff because, to be honest, it's not a huge amount of exclusive stuff. We'll start though with obviously the biggest news, since this was like the one of the biggest first. This was like what, Sunday night they had this. Was it Sunday?
Yeah.
CyberPunk 2077 is going to be obviously the huge game next year, and they finally solidified a release date. I think they pushed it back twice.
Yeah, April 16th.
April 16th, 2020. They showed like 5 to 7 minutes. Do you want to say combination of cinematics and gameplay, or mostly cinematics? My only concern is watching this stuff is that it seems like it's tilting more each year towards just cinematic, like you're watching movie trailers or you're watching movie scenes.
Sure.
And that bothers me because you're not selling the game, and that's obviously a cliche, but it's true. I would have loved to see during the presentation some actual gameplay. I know usually afterwards they do gameplay and you watch it, but the first thing people always see now are these like 5 to 6 minute cutscenes. That's not the game. That's not, I mean, it's part of the game, but it's not the game itself. But the big reveal, and obviously it looks like a fantastic game, is Keanu Reeves shows up. I don't know, this
guy's showing up everywhere.
Keanu Reeves with his bionic arm shows up, and they kept this under wraps somehow for the past couple of years that this game we've seen footage of this game now for almost 2 years, it seems like at this point. And I guess he's going to be your guide through the game. He's like I think they described it as he's like, he's not like real. He's like he was like a downloaded mind of someone or something that still existed. Anyway, you got Keanu Reeves guiding, like, it's just cool. And he showed up on stage.
Yep.
Awkwardly reading off of the teleprompter. And people love Keanu, and it's cool that Keanu seems like he's more popular now in his 50s than he was 20 years ago during the Matrix.
I can't believe that dude is 53 years old.
He's not cracking.
53.
He's the new Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp didn't crack till he was 45. Keanu's not cracking yet.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's a Keanu revival.
Keanu-sans.
Keanu-sans?
Yeah, I saw that.
Keanu-sans. Yeah. It's strange. This happened with Liam Neeson in his 60s, where you get a little bit older, and now all of a sudden you're popular again. It's really interesting. It makes me seem like I'm going to have a revival in my 50s, Ian. It's going to be a Pat-vival. That's what's going to happen.
How are you going to have a revival if you never fade away?
You never, or you have to say I was never there to begin with.
Well,
I'm still in the come up. Is that what it is? So the not shocking thing about this E3, excuse me, in general, but it seems like, yeah, we know that end of next year we're going to have the next generation. That's where
2020.
2020.
End of 2020 is what they said, I believe, for the Microsoft Project Scarlett, which is their next system, which they didn't really talk about much. They wanted to talk about the games.
They kind of shoved the Scarlett at the end, which kind of shows you where Microsoft is at in general with consoles, in that while it's still a product and important, the focus is just on the games themselves. I think since they corrected with the Xbox One, remember the Xbox One originally was going to be like this entertainment system for your whole family, until everyone at E3 said this is garbage and we don't like this. And so,
well, they've done a complete flip.
Yes.
They learned a hard lesson.
Very hard lesson.
Because the Xbox One is not a bad piece of hardware, but they botched that launch so bad that no one wanted to be near it. Everyone just remembers. Yeah. Everyone remembers the weird, prickish attitude they had about everything. That people are like, "No, we don't want another Kinect. Why would we want to connect?
We don't want our TV to know that we're in our underwear and talk to us or whatever the hell they're."
We don't care that I can run TV through it, because who the fuck cares about cable anymore? Like, it was a very weird thing, and they got all attitudey. And I remember, who was it? Was it?
Oh, plus about the DRM stuff too. That they had
the
a reverse
DRM
course
stuff
on.
Originally, yeah. And then I remember, like, well, what about people who don't want this, that, and the next thing, when they were talking, like, when they announced it?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, well, we do have a console for them. It's called the Xbox 360. And it's like...
No, dude.
So they got hit hard with that. And I think they're, like
it's a humble pie.
I think they're learning. They started to learn immediately during that generation. They started offering really good deals with the Game Pass. And now they're on the opposite end. They're like, yeah, we're going to have a system, sure, but here's what we've really got that's cool. We've got this Game Pass. You can pay, $10 a month for this and get access to all these games, and you can do it through your PC, and you'll be able to do it through this and that. And I honestly...
This is what we said. We said as soon as they announced originally where... some of their console games you can also play with Windows 10. As soon as that happened, I said they don't care about consoles anymore. They might as well don't care for the first party stuff, and that's what's happening. So the biggest news was I kept talking about Game Pass, like all the indie titles that'll be available on Game Pass.
Well, and I'm sitting here thinking, well, when am I going to try out Game Pass?
No, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like,
seems like a
you don't want to lose money by not getting it.
So I'm not interested in whatever their system is doing. I'm not interested in a lot of the stuff that they're coming out with now, but I do like the idea of the Game Pass, and they did announce some pretty cool stuff.
But this is the big Game Pass thing you get.
Okay.
This is the one that's going to be, you can try it for $1. It's going to be $15 a month when it's officially released.
Oh, okay.
You're going to be, the 15, that's the Game Pass Ultimate. So that is the one you get the PC one, which has its own games curated for the PC.
Yeah.
And you get the Xbox One version. Okay. And it includes Xbox Live Gold, which I don't know what that costs anymore per month.
$60.
$60 a year?
Yeah.
So in essence then, this is getting rolled together. You're getting everything. So someone like me that I would want to play some titles on the PC without buying the Xbox One, but for $15 a month only, if you get some few games that may not be available on the PC, I might be in the market for an Xbox next generation with something like this.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm being totally serious. I might be like, okay, $15 a month. I don't have to go out and spend $60 on a ton of games. I might be able to get away with $15 a month, and you get the PC one, and you get that one, and then I'll buy a game here and there that I won't be able to.
Sure. Yeah, so Microsoft is selling me with their game plan. It's just, I don't know. To me, stuff like, let's go over some of the more important releases. So they talked about Gears 5 getting details and a release date.
Did they drop the Of War moniker? It's just now Gears?
No, it's Gears. Actually, I don't know. It just says Gears 5
Gears
here.
5.
But yeah. I think it's probably still Gears of War. A big one for me is Phantasy Star Online 2 is finally coming over here after years of being Japan only. They announced it during the Microsoft conference, but I believe it's going to be on other systems as well. There is a Switch version in Japan. Hopefully we'd get the Switch version here. Phantasy Star Online, holy shit, that game was one of my favorites. I played so much of that when it came out. And I miss the aesthetic, I miss the music, I miss the world.
You played it on the Dreamcast?
Oh, I played the fuck out of it.
You played the hell out of it?
Yeah, I played it a lot.
Are there still servers up for that?
I believe there are ways that you can still connect, yes, but I don't know for sure. They announced Minecraft Dungeons, which looks like a mixture between Minecraft and Diablo. Especially if there's a lot of customization in there. I love games like Diablo.
No, you don't. You hate gamers.
But I love Diablo. So I think this could be an interesting little product. Battletoads was shown again. I am so not interested in Battletoads.
I'm glad you brought that up because I forgot about that because when I saw that, I'm like, can we stop forcing Battletoads? Can we? It's not a thing. It's not really a thing. Stop it. It's not Ninja Turtles.
Did you ever see Mean Girls? Stop trying to make Fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
Did Fetch ever try to be a thing? I don't know.
Fetch.
It's so Fetch?
Yes.
Do people say that?
Well, that's what they said in
But the
Mean
thing
Girls.
about Battletoads is this. Is that people that were cheering seeing the Battletoads, I can guarantee you that 95% of them never played it originally when it was out in the NES. They're too young or they never played it. So to them, it's built up in their mind that this is actually a cool retro thing. It's not. It absolutely is not. We don't talk about Battletoads at PRGE. We don't have our gameplay sessions back in the hotel with Battletoads. And the fact that they still got to show a fucking bike mode. The bike mode was known for being extremely unfair, and it is. You have to play it perfectly. It's the third stage of the goddamn game, and it should be the last. And the game design is broken on Battletoads. 2.5 stars according to Ian in a certain NES
game
guide.
fucking sucks.
It's very ambitious.
It's the game that everyone thinks is a classic, but it isn't. We all remember it, and lots of people seem to remember being a great game, but it's not.
We all remember playing it for the first couple of stages, and we didn't play it after that.
The second stage is abysmal.
With the ropes? No, that's not bad.
It's just not fun, though.
That's the thing. The game's not fun.
Yeah, it's just not.
The game's not fun. It was overly ambitious, and I'm taught. I can't tell you how much it annoyed me seeing that. I wiped it from my mind. Unless you brought it up, I would have forgotten that I saw that trailer. Now, the beat 'em up stuff could be cool. They might have figured out, okay, the game should be 100% a beat 'em up, not just beat 'em up, and now all these individual snake riding stages and fucking snow stage, which sucks. If they make it like a beat 'em up like the arcade, then maybe that'll be something I'd get behind. But here's the thing. I'm just telling you out there, the brand, the fucking brand of Battletoads is not a thing. It's not really a thing. Stop making it a thing. And hearing people cheer because they hear the pause music when it started, I was like, if a game is nostalgic for the fucking pause music
and how difficult
and how bad
shitty some of its stages were,
and how bad a biker hover bike stage is, it's not a thing. Drop it. Fucking drop it, Microsoft. I'm sorry. Elden Ring. So Elden Ring, the news leaked that this is getting worked on, and they kind of had it near the end of the presentation, I believe, if I remember correctly. And George R.R. Martin's collaborating on it. You know, but he's a guy behind
with Miyazaki from Software, and it'll likely be a Dark Souls-like tough boy RPG. And
is that his new genre? Tough boy RPG? Tough boy action RPG?
Tough boy RPG.
Tough boy genre?
A lot of people will, puff their chests about it. I would try to play it. I like fantasy settings. Chances are I would play it and do miserable at it and walk away from it just like every other From Software
I wonder
game.
if George R.R. Martin collaborating was literally, okay, we're going to pay you this amount of money, put your name on it, or if he actually put his ideas of the story. Or
I have a feeling he probably put stuff into it.
Okay.
He seems like that kind of
guy. He
guy.
hasn't finished his novels yet for Game of Thrones.
Well, that's why he's busy doing all this other shit, just procrastinating.
I actually know someone who met him randomly, and like he was calling to say, at a show, and said, we'll get pizza somewhere, and they actually went out and had pizza with his wife. He says a really cool dude. Like, it's like
that's what I've heard. Yeah. He also looks like he's comfortable all the time. I don't know what it is about the clothes he wears, but you see he's always in like very nice looking.
He's hanging out in like Massachusetts somewhere by the dock with his hat and his little windbreaker.
It just looks like a comfortable guy.
Yeah. I want to be comfortable, Ian, going forward in my 40s. I want to be comfortable.
I want to be handsome. I want to be comfortable.
I think you're handsome, Ian.
Get some khakis.
You don't think you're handsome?
A little zip-up fleece. I mean, I just don't care.
We're gonna glow you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Do the glow up when you hit 38.
So here's a big one. Here's a big one we should talk about.
Did we miss something in the Microsoft?
Nah, I don't think so.
That's how we finish it. Talk about how cute you are or not?
I guess.
Oh, we didn't talk about how. Okay, we didn't talk about how Halo Infinite's gonna be a launch title on the Scarlett system. So that was a big. We should mention that, Ian. That's probably one of the biggest things. And it was a 5-minute teaser. Some guy in space finds Master Chief. Master Chief, he brings him in. Master Chief is gigantic. He should be playing center in the Knicks. And please help out the Knicks. Anyway, so that was the only thing that basically tell you that you're gonna need to buy our new system is because of Halo. But they didn't probably tell you that it probably is gonna be by that point on computers or whatever else.
Right.
But and real quick about just the specs on the Scarlett / PS5, they're going to be almost exactly the same probably. Ray tracing, which means more power, potentially 8K, which almost no one will ever need ever, really. And then the solid state solid state drives.
Right.
So that to me is probably the biggest takeaway is that you're running out of things to give these systems. The solid state drive basically means no more load up times because it's so much quicker than a regular spinning hard drive. It doesn't have to spin to access the information. It's almost instantaneous. So that was really what they pushed about. It's going to be powerful. And Microsoft, I think it was Phil Spencer has come out and said that, oh no, this is not going to be the last home console we do. It could be though. It could be. We'll see where we are in 5, 6, 7 years from now. But at that point, once you buff up the power that much, get the solid state hard drive, you're going to run out of things to add to the system each generation. You're running out.
I think we're going to see more of these minor incremental mid-generation upgrades. I think they will always sell
Some sort of
something,
console.
even if it's bare bones. A simple, stupid. Just take this out of the box and hook it up. But
Yes.
the libraries are going to be the same as Steam or the Microsoft Store. We're not going to have separate.
It's going to start blending more and more together.
We're gonna stop having separate ecosystems, and it sounds like already Microsoft is doing that. It sounds like basically their Windows experience and whatever their new Scarlett experience is going to be. It's probably going to be about the same.
You're gonna pay $15 a month to get your whole library, plus new games will probably come later on. You'll buy those obviously up front.
And then the Scarlett is your little
computer
Chromecaster,
exactly
equivalent that just puts it on.
And they're investing heavily in cloud stuff, so
right.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, moving on, Ian.